Okay, we have algebra set Q, make P the subject of the equation. Well, it just simply means if you've got something like 4P is equal to 18. So if you were to find P, yeah, then what you would do is you would divide 4 on both sides, yeah, correct? And by doing that, you have separated, you know, all the numbers, coefficients of P, you've got rid of the coefficients of P and have left P on its own. So make P the subject of the equation simply means finding P, yeah, or basically we want P on one side of the equal to sign and everything else on the other side of the equal to sign. Okay. Make P the subject of the equation means having P on one side of the equal to sign, everything else on the other side of the equal to sign. So for this example, which I took 4P is equal to 18, you have P is equal to 18 by 4 or 9 by 2, however you want to represent it, right? So in other words, it's solving for P. Yeah? Yeah? All right. That's all. It's gonna be a good half an hour video. Let's see how fast we can go. So this is based on the trick, right? Okay, see. So remember I discussed about triangle, square, circle, and X. So out here, let's say X is what we need to make the subject of. We want X on one side of the equal sign, everything else on the other side. So one way of solving it was we simply bring the O, the O, that is the 0 or the O, next to the square or the circle next to the square, and we write down X as it is. So right now we have find X. Okay. So this is one way of solving it. And then we flip 1 by X. So if we flip it, we get X upon 1, which is nothing but X, right? And you can't just flip one side and not flip the other side of the equal sign. So you've got to flip the other side as well. So what we get is square, circle upon triangle, and that's my answer for X. So that's one way of solving it, right? The other way of solving this is bring X next to the triangle, interchange the triangle and X places. So you got X out here, triangle down here, correct? Leave the circle as it is and bring the square next to the circle like this, multiply it. And if you see, this outcome is the same thing as this outcome out here, right? Don't worry about square and circle places have interchanged, but get the idea. So these are the two ways of using this trick. It has a limitation. So the limitation, let me use an actual example of with numbers. So let's say you have x over, you're finding out x. So let's say you have um, x over, so I'll take an example similar to this triangle and all. So let's say you got 3 over 5 is equal to 1 over x, and you have to find x, right? Okay, so the trick was interchange x and 3, right? Leave the 1 as it is and bring the 5 next to 1. So you have 5 by 3. So the limitation out here is that if it was not 3 over 5 equal 1 by x on its own, but it was also, let's say, 3 over 5 is equal to 1 by x plus some number or fraction like that, then you couldn't have applied this trick on either side. So it could be plus 2 out here as well. So you couldn't apply this trick if there was some addition or subtraction taking place. We need neat fraction without anything adding to it on either side of the equal sign. All right. Okay. Not necessarily a fraction. It could be a linear equation like 3x is equal to 6, right? No fraction out here, right? But if anything is added, subtracted, it won't work. These things won't work. You know what I mean? These things don't work. Unless, of course, there's one exception. So that's thinking deep, but let me give it to you. An exception is that um, whatever you're adding, or whatever you're adding is is something like this. So let me explain it to you. So let's say you have x over 3 is equal to 5 over 7, yeah, correct? And you have something like, plus 3 over 8, okay? So if you add this up, so yeah, if you add this up, so you get x over 3 is equal to some fraction, right? Some fraction, let's call it b over c, yeah? So whatever this is, so let me actually work it out. So this is 56, 7 8s are 8, 5 are 40, and 8 7 to 73 the 21. So you get 61 over 56, okay? 61 over 56. Now see, that limitation which I spoke to you about, right, has been taken care of. If you are simplifying it in this way, and then using the trick that 61 times 3 or 56, that's my answer. You know what I mean? But if you directly apply the trick, yeah, so that is if you were to directly solve it, yeah, thinking that okay, I'll bring 3. So 3 next to what? Next to 5, next to 3, you don't know, right? So that way it kind of becomes confusing. So yeah, right. Let's move on. You saw the first one, so finding P, yeah, find P. So we interchange A and P, right? This is U on the top, and N goes next to U. So that's my answer. Out here, leave U and K as it is, yeah, bring N next to U. Out here, interchange U and P like that, and bring the I next to A. That one is simply A into K like that. That's your answer. You simply take K and put it next to it. Okay. I think we're going to go faster with this one. Find P. So as you can see, finding P or make P the subject of the following expressions. It's one and the same thing. Yeah. Make P the subject of the following equations. I'm just using different words so that you don't get confused. They all mean the same thing, finding P. That's it. Okay. So the first one was simple. The second one, let's see. I've kind of complicated it. So let's solve A first, right? So first I can reduce this 2 and 8. Yeah. So it becomes 2A upon 8 reduces to 2 goes into 8 4 times. Yeah. So what we have is A upon 4 is equal to 10 over P. Now you can do the interchanging of A and P. So P is equal to 10 upon A, and don't forget the 4. So that's your value of P for the A. Okay. Right. B. P over 90 is equal to 2 over 9. Okay. So that's simple. P is equal to 2 upon 9 into 90. Yeah. So for those who get confused whether 90 is in the denominator down here or up there, simply put a 1 down here so you know it's on the top. Okay. So 9 goes into 90 10 times. And so my answer is P is equal to 20. 20 over 1 means 20. Okay. C. Minus 98 over 8A is equal to P over negative 8. So negative and negative becomes positive, yeah? So 98 upon 8A is equal to P upon 8. Now what you gotta do, you gotta find P, right? So simply bring the 8 next to 98 and divide by 8A, and that's my value of P. So I can simplify it because 8 and 8 cancels. So remember, 8A is simply 8 into A, okay? Right? Yeah? Okay, so you can actually cancel it out. So you get 98 over A, which is equal to P, and that's your final answer. Right, D. A over P is equal to 3U over negative 9. So now I'm going to use another method. So I showed you first there were two methods where you have to flip, yeah, and the other one is what we have been doing for A, B, C so far. So this time I'm going to flip, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. So what I get is P over A. I'm going to flip the left hand side. If I flip left hand side, I've got to flip the right hand side as well. And I got 3U like that. Okay. Now I've got to simply bring A next to the niner, right? That's a niner. Yeah. A. Yeah. 3U. And then I'm going to simplify 3 goes into 9 3 times. So I've got negative 3A upon U. That's my value for P. So that was the flipping act I did. Yeah. We'll try that for E as well. Okay. Minus 8 upon 7. We'll do both the ways. We'll do the flip as well. And we'll do the regular way as well. Okay. So first I'm going to get rid of these two negatives because negative negative is positive. So I got negative 8 over 7 is equal to simply 56 upon 4p. Yeah. So I'm simplifying it. 4 goes into 56 14 times. So I got negative 8 upon 7 is equal to 14 upon p. Now I'm going to flip. So I got p upon 14 on this side. And I got 7 over, 8 this side with the negative, obviously. And then I'm simply going to take the 14 next to the 7, right? Put the negative outside. And that's my answer for p. But then I can see that 14 and 8 are both even. Therefore, I can further simplify it as 2 times 7 2 times 4. So I got negative 49 over 4 is equal to P. Got it? Yeah. So I've done some shortcut out here. So I've not written down 2 completely because I know 2 and 2 cancels out. So I just did some mental math out there. Okay. So I'll solve this question E again. So this time I'm going to use the trick where we, you know, simply interchange the places. So first of all, I'm going to simplify the expression by getting rid of the negatives on the right hand side. Yeah, because negative negative becomes positive. Now I'm going to interchange the place of 8 with P. So remember I told you that 4P or anything like 4 and another letter is simply 4 into P. So I can leave the 4 as it is in the denominator. The only thing I'm interchanging is 8 and P. Okay. So negative remains as it is for the time being. So I've got negative P. Yeah. Right. And I'm going to simplify it. 56 upon 8. All right. And 4. I forgot the 4. 4. So it's not 48. It's 4 into 8. Right. So 4 remains as it is and the 8 comes down. Okay. Yeah. So I know that 56 is a multiple of 8. So 8 goes in 56 7 times. Right? So now negative p is equal to 7 times 7, bring the 7 next to 7, upon 4, right? So then I can therefore say that p is equal to negative 49, yeah, upon 4. Same answer, as you can see, these. Right. So the flip method is easier to solve. The only thing is that you need to remember to flip both sides. Okay, question 3. There are 10 questions. We'll quickly solve these. Make P the subject of the following equation. So all we need is P on one side of the equal to sign. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. 4 and 4 cancel. So P is equal to 7W upon 4. Right, out here I'm going to divide both sides by 7 because I just want P, yeah? 7, 7 cancels. So I've got 4W over 7, which is equal to P. That one I'm going to divide 4 on both sides. So I got 4 and 4 cancels, and I got therefore P is equal to negative 9 over 4. Yeah? That one out here, I'm going to divide first by 7. So what I get is 4Q upon 7 is equal to 7, 7 goes negative P. And remember, this is the same thing as negative 4Q upon 7, which is equal to P. So, right. So you must be wondering that how negative P is equal to 4Q upon 7 is the same thing as P is equal to negative 4Q, uh, negative 4Q upon 7. So how is negative P becoming negative on the other side? I've explained this in my previous videos, but what we're going to do is we are finding P and not negative P, right? So we need to get rid of the negative sign. So in order to get rid of the negative sign, we multiply both sides. Yeah, we multiply both sides by negative 1. Yeah, we multiply both sides by negative 1. Got it? So negative negative becomes P, and that's how you get your negative 4Q upon 7. Okay? Remember, whatever you do on the left hand side, you got to do it on the right hand side. So I multiplied with negative 1. You could have even divided by negative 1. It wouldn't have made any difference to your answer. Got it? Yeah? Okay, E. 9P over 90 is equal to 81. So again, those who get confused, 81 is in the top or bottom, just put a 1 down here and you know it's on the top. I'm going to simplify this expression first. So 9 goes into 90 10 times. Yeah. So P upon 10 is equal to 81 upon 1. I'm simply going to take 10 next to 81. So I have P is equal to 81 times 10. Yeah. And therefore P is 810. That's my answer for E. Okay. F, G, H, I, J. F. So I got negative 90 is equal to 4P upon 6W. All right. So I just want P, right? So I'm going to first multiply both sides by 6W. Yeah. So I got 6W negative. I brought the negative out. Yeah. Which is equal to 6W. So 6W cancels. I got 4P. Now I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. And so I got P is equal to negative 6 times W times 90 over 4. Now 4 is an even number, 90 is an even number, 6 is an even number. So this is 2 times 3. This is 2 times 45. 2 and 2 is 4. This cancels out. So what we are left with is so what we are left with is 3W and 45, but it looks untidy. So what I'm going to do is it's kind of funny. The word untidy comes from my mouth because it is. I am like majorly just sloppy with my writing. Okay. I just hope none of my teachers from the B.Ed degree college sees this because they'll reprimand me. They call me over and tell me you don't deserve a degree. Okay, anyway, so this is negative 2 into 3 into W into 2 into 45 upon 4 is equal to P, right? So this 2 and 2 make up a 4 and cancels with this 4. So I got negative 3 into W into 45, yeah, which is equal to P. So 45 threes is 135, yeah. So it's negative 135 into W or simply W, right? into W or simply W. So you can write down negative 135 into W is equal to P, or just negative 135 W is equal to P. Got it? Yeah. So now uh, I'll apply the trick and solve the same question. So F, negative 9T is equal to 4P upon 6W. So I'm going to apply the trick. So the trick is I, I, I assume that that's one beneath here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 6W, put it next to 90, and take the 4 and put it next to 1. Got it? Now I work out 2 times 3, and I'm sorry, 2 times 2 and 2 times 3. Yeah. And I'll work this out as 2 times 45. I'll rewrite it, negative 2 times 45 into 2 times 3 upon 2 times 2. This 2, this 2, this 2, this 2 cancels. So I forgot the W. Yeah, W, which is equal to P. So now I got negative 45, 3, and W. And that's 135 W, which is equal to P. Got it? So the trick is faster. Okay, G. 9R is equal to 81 upon negative 3P. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the 1 down. Yeah. So if I have 9R without the denominator, assume there's 1 in the denominator, because 9R upon 1, 9R upon 1 is the same thing as 9R. So we can write down 9R upon 1. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to interchange 3. No, sorry. I'm going to interchange P with the whole 9R. Okay. So P and 9R interchange places. Write down 81 as it is, negative 3 as it is, and 9R comes down. And this is 1, so it's into 1 out here, same thing, right? So I'm going to interchange P and 9R, so I got 81 over negative 3 and 9 and R, right? I can write it down this way. 9 and R, I separated it. Okay, so 9 goes into 81 9 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. I can bring down the negative outside, and I've got my answer as negative 3 upon R. That's the value. So you must be wondering that the negative was in the denominator. So remember, just an example I'm giving you. Suppose it's 4 upon negative 3, like that. It's the same thing as negative 4 upon 3. Same thing as negative outside 4 upon 3, like this. Understood? What I meant is, it's the same thing as negative 4 upon 3, like this. Understood? Yeah. So the negative at the bottom is the same thing as negative outside or negative on top. Doesn't matter, right? So this answer, you could have expressed it this way, or it could be 3 upon negative R. So mathematically, this is also correct, but we don't usually represent it this way. It's either that way or that way. Got it? H. 5J upon negative 4P is equal to 4 upon negative 5. So negative negative makes it positive. So we can simplify this whole expression first as positive. We got rid of the negative sign. And now I'm going to interchange the place P with 4. So 5J upon 4 into 4 is equal to P upon 5. And remember to put 5 next to 5J. So 5J into 5 upon 16 is equal to P. So that's 25J upon 16 is equal to P. There's no cancellation taking place. Okay, that was H. I. 5 upon 35 is equal to 40 over negative P. Oh, there are two negatives. I didn't see that. This one and this one. So negative 40 over negative P. So negative outside and negative here again makes it positive. I'm going to simplify 5 and 35 as 5 times 7. So 1 upon 7 is equal to 40 over P. And then I'm going to replace 1 and P. I'm going to interchange those. So P comes here. Yeah. 7 comes down and 40 over 1 like that. And then finally, I'm going to multiply 7 on both sides. Yeah. Or simply take 7 on the other side. Yeah. So that's 280. Okay. So by simply taking 7 on the other side is the same thing as multiplying 7 on both sides. Last one. J. Negative 9 over 3P is equal to negative 45 over 9Q. So I can get rid of the negatives. Yeah. So I'm going to rewrite the expression, but first I'm going to also simplify that 3 goes into 9 3 times and 9 goes into 45 5 times. So then I'm getting rid of the two negatives because two negatives make up positive. So I've got 3 upon P is equal to 5 upon Q. Yeah. And I'm going to interchange these two places. So I've got 3 upon 5 is equal to P upon Q. And then I'll take Q on the other side to simply multiply Q on both sides. Yeah, that's P. So this is 3Q over 5. Same thing. Yeah, 3Q. Right. We're done, I think, with this set. That's it. We're done with set Q. Yeah. Next is set R. Worksheets are available for download. The link for the download is given in the description of this video. Thank you.